University's Kellogg School of Management. Scott arrived in 1995 after completing a PhD at Stanford, Paul a year later from Princeton, and Mike from Stanford in 1998. Finding many shared interests: baseball, beer, dogs, canines, not frankfurters, and of course, economics. We became friends through our publish or perish days as assistant professors and remained close even after Paul left for California in 2000 and Scott for Utah in 2005. Over the years, we've taught thousands of MBAs at leading business schools. A majority of our students have gone on to work for or consult with large companies, so our classes have tended to focus on strategic issues facing big business. We've taught cases about Intel, Southwest Airlines, Procter & Gamble, Nordstrom. The list is pretty long. Our unplanned visit to a Maine shoe store made us realize that the strategic challenges that small businesses face are just as rich and compelling as anything being discussed inside Six Sigma redoubts like General Electric. And the knife cuts both ways. The MBA tactics and tenets we teach would, we think, be just as valuable in the hands of a small business owner as they are in the hands of a craft brand manager or a Bain consultant. To us, this meant just one thing: road trip. Fast forward a year. Mike's and Paul's marriages had just ended, and Scott's, unbeknownst to him at the time, wasn't going well. "Hey guys, I have an idea I want to bounce off you," Scott began the conference call. "Remember last December when we went to that shoe store in Maine?" "How could I forget? I learned more there than I did in 5 years of graduate school," said Mike, always the quipper. "I keep wishing I could go back and get data on their compensation plans," Paul added. "And yes, this is exactly the sort of thing economists lie awake at night thinking about." I probably discussed 5 examples from that shoe store when I was teaching a strategic human resources management course this year. "I know, I can't stop thinking about it either," Scott said, with a passion he normally reserves for occasional anti-Yankee diatribes. "Suppose we try to do that again and again and again. How do you think your courses would be different if you had examples from 10 or 15 businesses like that?" "That could be interesting," Mike said. "But we only see each other at conferences once or twice a year." "Right," Scott said. "So we take a road trip, just for this. Suppose we find a week this summer where neither of you has your kids and hit the road in search of interesting small businesses." "This is either the best idea you've ever had or the worst," Paul commented. "I'm not sure which. How do you think we'll find interesting businesses? And how do we get them to talk to us about strategic challenges?" "Well, I'm not exactly sure," Scott admitted. "But look at it this way. If the businesses are boring or we can't get people to open up, at least you get a road trip out of the deal. What states haven't you been to?" Paul religiously tracks which states he's visited, which a lot of people do, and also states where he spent the night, which is a little weird. "I've never spent the night in Missouri." "Missouri it is," Scott ceded, already beginning to dread a week-long stream of unfunny show-me jokes from Paul. "Guys, there might be a book to be written here," Mike interjected. "We collect examples from the road of interesting strategic problems facing small businesses, then show how the frameworks we teach in our MBA classes apply. I bet the average small business owner could really benefit from a dose of strategic reasoning. It'd be a great introduction for business owners who haven't done an MBA, and a solid refresher for those who have." "Like economics of strategy, but applied to small businesses," Scott said, shamelessly plugging the textbook he co-authored. Sure," said Mike. "But maybe not so heavy on the math." "We'll call it the Roadside MBA," Paul exclaimed. "Okay. I'll check about taking a week away from my family this summer, and you guys check your parenting schedules. Compare notes in a week?" Scott said. "Sounds good," Mike responded. "Show me your small business," Paul crowed. And our project was born. What do 3 egghead economists know about running a business anyway? Why, given our backgrounds as economics PhDs, would leading